It's late at night. The room is dimly lit by a single lamp. A young person sits on their bed, leaning against the wall, holding their phone tightly. They stare at the blank screen. No new notifications, no messages, no missed calls. Their eyes look tired, but there's a silent hope hidden in them. The wind outside rattles the window slightly, adding to the feeling of loneliness inside the room. The room has little decoration, just a small shelf with a few books and a prayer mat neatly folded in the corner. A framed picture of the Kaaba hangs on the wall, reminding them of Allah's house, the place where millions gather to pour out their hearts. They sigh deeply, unlock their phone, scroll through old messages, then lock it again. Nothing. Still waiting. Still hoping. Their mind is flooded with questions. Why is this happening to me? Why am I always the one who waits? Why can't they just send a message? Do they even care? They close their eyes for a moment, trying to fight back the tears that are beginning to well up. The weight of silence feels heavier than any words could. They whisper softly to themselves, maybe they have forgotten me, maybe they have moved on, or maybe they just don't feel the same anymore. Their heart aches at the thought, but then they remember something their mother once told them. People may forget you, but Allah never does. They look up at the ceiling, eyes glistening with tears that refuse to fall. They think of how many times they have cried alone in this room, how many nights they have laid awake, checking their phone every few minutes, hoping for even a single word that would make their heart feel alive again. But each time there was nothing but silence, yet deep down, a soft whisper in their soul reminds them, Allah is with you. He sees your tears. He hears what you cannot say. He knows your pain, even when you can't put it into words. A small sense of calm begins to spread in their heart. They get up from the bed, walk towards the window, and look outside. The moon is shining, surrounded by countless stars. It feels as though the universe itself is reminding them that even in darkness, there is light. Even in loneliness, there is hope. They touch the glass of the window gently and close their eyes. Oh, Allah, they whisper under their breath. You know what's in my heart. You know who I miss. You know how. I wish they would reach out to me. But if it is good for me, make it happen, Ya Allah. And if it is not good for me, take away this longing from my heart and replace it with your love instead. A small smile appears on their lips, the first genuine smile in days. They take a deep breath, walk back to their bed, and place the phone on the side table. Before lying down, they take out their prayer mat and spread it on the floor. The loneliness still lingers, but now it feels different, softer, lighter. They realize that their person may not have contacted them yet, but their Rab, their Lord, has always been there, closer than their jugular vein. They know that Allah's plan is greater than their own wishes. And if Allah wills, the one they miss will reach out to them soon, at the right time, in the best way. In this small, quiet room, hope is reborn. A soft morning light fills the same quiet room. The person, feeling a gentle warmth in their heart from their late-night prayer, walks towards a small wooden shelf. There, among a few books, sits their most treasured possession, the Quran. Its cover is beautifully decorated with golden Arabic calligraphy. They pick it up with care and hold it close to their chest for a moment, feeling an indescribable sense of peace. They sit down on the prayer mat, cross-legged, and slowly open the Quran. The sound of the pages turning is soft, like a whisper of comfort. As they read, the world outside seems to fade away. Their eyes move slowly over the sacred words, each verse like a drop of light, pouring into the darkness that has surrounded their heart for so long. Their eyes fall upon the verse, and He is with you wherever you are. Quran 57-4. They read it again and again, letting the words sink deep into their soul. A tear slips down their cheek, but this tear feels different. It's not from pain or loneliness now. It's from a sense of being remembered by the one who never forgets. They recall how many times they have felt abandoned by people, forgotten by the very ones they cared for the most. They remember the sleepless nights, the unanswered messages, the cold silence that made their hearts shiver. But now, these words feel like a blanket of warmth. Allah is with you wherever you are. Not just sometimes, always. They think about the Prophet Muhammad and his companions, how they were often alone, facing enemies and hardships, but Allah was always with them. If Allah could protect his beloved Prophet in the darkest caves, then surely he can protect a broken heart longing for a simple message. The person takes a deep breath and continues, reading, "So remember me. I will remember you." Quran 2:152. A small smile appears on their lips. How beautiful is this promise that when they remember Allah, the creator of the heavens and the earth remembers them too. They close the Quran gently, place it in front of them, and raise their hands in du adab. Their voice is a soft whisper. Ya Allah, I know you are with me. I know you see my heart, my pain, my waiting. I know you can turn silence to words, distance into closeness, and longing into reunion. I trust you, Ya Rab. If this person is good for me, bring them closer. If not, make me strong enough to let go. But never leave me alone, Ya Allah. Keep me close to you. The light coming through the window grows brighter, as if the dawn itself is blessing their prayer. They feel a calmness they haven't felt in a long time, the kind that doesn't come from a message on a phone, but from the timeless words of the Quran. They wipe their tears, their heart no longer as heavy. Their phone is still silent, but they are not. Their soul is speaking to its Lord, and that conversation is more precious than any message they could receive. They place the Quran back on the shelf, but the verses remain alive in their heart. They know now that they are never truly alone, because Allah's words live with them, guiding them, comforting them, reminding them that when the world forgets, He remembers. They smile softly and look at their phone again, not with desperation, but with hope. They whisper to themselves, when Allah wills, they will contact me, and until then, I have Him. The morning has turned into a quiet afternoon. Sunlight streams gently through the window, casting warm patterns on the floor. The person sits alone, cross-legged on their prayer mat. The Quran now rests neatly on the shelf, but its words echo in their heart like a sacred promise they hold on to tightly. They close their eyes and take a deep breath. Their fingers slowly wrap around a small, well-worn tasbih, each beat a reminder of 1,000 whispered prayers. They begin to run the beads through their fingers, quietly repeating, Ya Allah, Ya Rahman, Ya Rahim, over and over, like a heartbeat that keeps their faith alive. They think about the many times they've prayed for this person, the one they care for so deeply, the one they hope will message or call. They remember the nights when they poured their heart out to Allah, asking Him to bring this soul back to them. They smile sadly at the thought of how many times they felt foolish for hoping, but they know now that no dua is ever wasted. A tear slips down their cheek as they whisper, Oh Allah, you know the secrets I hide from everyone. You know how much I long for their voice, their words, their presence. You know how much my heart aches when they do not reach out to me. Ya Allah, I have tried to let go, but the love remains. If this love is written for me, bless it. Make it purer. Make it bring me closer to you. And if it is not good for me, then heal my heart and replace this longing with something better, your closeness. Their hands tremble slightly as they hold them high, palms open towards the sky, empty hands, but full of hope. They think about the Prophet Muhammad, how he would stand for hours in the night, hands lifted in dua, tears falling, asking Allah for mercy and goodness. They remember how the Prophet taught that Allah is so close when a servant makes dua, closer than the veins that carry blood through the body. A small breeze enters the room, and they feel as if it's a gentle sign, a soft reminder that their prayers are traveling far beyond these four walls, straight to the one who controls all hearts. They feel their chests lighten, as if Allah has heard every word before they even spoke it. They lower their hands, press them gently to their face, and smile through their tears. For the first time in a long while, the waiting doesn't feel painful. It feels sacred. They understand now that their longing is not just about that person. It's about trusting the one who holds their destiny in his hands. They remember a hadith they once read: no one makes dua except that Allah grants it, or averts harm from them, or saves something better for them in the hereafter. This thought wraps around their heart like a blanket of reassurance. Maybe the silence is Allah's way of protecting them. Maybe the delay is his way of preparing something better. Their eyes move to their phone again, but now there is no desperation in their gaze, only hope. They know their person may not message today or tomorrow, but when the time is right, when Allah decrees it, it will happen. And if it doesn't, they trust that Allah's plan is still more beautiful than their own desires. They tuck their tasbih away and stand up, feeling lighter. Their heart whispers, dua is never wasted. Allah is never deaf to my cries. He is Al-Mujeeb, the one who responds. They take one last look at the sky outside their window, smile softly, and whisper, my hope is in you, Ya Allah. My heart is safe with you. It's evening now. The sky outside the window has turned into a painting of soft pinks, deep oranges, and a fading gold. Birds fly home to their nests. The world feels quiet but alive, as if everything around them is whispering, something good is on its way. The person sits at their small desk, sipping warm tea, their phone resting beside them. They're not staring at it anxiously anymore. They're busy writing in a small journal. Each word on the page is a reflection of their heart, a mixture of longing, trust, and gratitude. They write about the du'as they've made, the tears they've shed, and the peace that came after they surrendered everything to Allah. In the middle of writing, they pause. A gentle thought crosses their mind. What if they never message? What if this is it? But immediately, their heart counters that thought. No, my Rab can do anything. He is the turner of hearts. If this person is good for me, they will reach out, because Allah never wastes a sincere love and sincere prayers. They smile softly, close the journal, and stand by the window. The streetlights flicker and one by one, and the night sky reveals its scattered stars. They lean their forehead gently against the cool glass, breathing in the calmness that the night brings. And then it happens. Their phone, silent for days, weeks perhaps, lights up. A soft vibration breaks the stillness. Their eyes widen in disbelief. They hesitate for a second, heart pounding in their chest so loud they can almost hear it echo. They turn around and reach for the phone with trembling fingers. The screen shows a message. It's from them. The person they missed, prayed for, cried over. The name they had stared at so many times, hoping it would appear on their screen, is finally there. They open the message, hands slightly shaking. The words aren't grand or poetic, just a simple salam, how are you? I've been thinking about you lately. But to their heart, it feels like a miracle, like rain falling after a long drought, like a dua being answered in the gentlest way. They sink down to the floor, phone pressed to their chest. Tears fill their eyes again, but these are not tears of pain or desperation anymore. These are tears of relief, tears of faith confirmed, tears of a heart that knows. My Rab heard me. He always hears me. They remember the nights they almost gave up, the moments when the silence felt heavier than they could carry. They remember whispering into their pillow, Ya Allah, if this is good for me, make it happen. And now it has. Not by their effort, but by Allah's perfect timing, they feel their heart expand with gratitude. They whisper, Alhamdulillah. You knew when I would need this the most, Ya Allah. You knew how lonely I felt. You brought me this small sign when my heart was ready to trust you completely. They type back a calm, sincere reply, not desperate, not clingy, but balanced, trusting that if this bond is written for them, it will grow in goodness and peace, not in fear and anxiety. They glance up at the sky, the moon peeking from behind a cloud, as if smiling back at them. It feels like the universe itself is reminding them, when you trust in Allah, you never lose. When you place your heart in His hands, He returns it better, softer, stronger. They place the phone down, stand for a moment in silence, and then raise their hands in dua one more time. But this time, their words are not begging for something to happen. Instead, they say, Ya Allah, thank you for this sign. If it's good for me, let it grow with your blessings. If it's not, protect my heart and keep it close to you. Their soul feels lighter than ever. They realize it was never really about the message. It was always about trusting the one who holds all hearts, who mends what is broken, who brings people together when the time is right. They whisper to themselves with a smile, Allah is truly the best of planners. Night has fallen completely now. The room that once felt heavy with loneliness feels soft, warm, and full of gentle light. A small lamp glows in the corner. The person sits on their prayer mat once again, the same mat that witnessed their tears and endless duas. But tonight, they sit with a heart that feels lighter, calmer, and so much more content. Their phone is placed at a distance. The message they had longed for came, not in a flood of empty words, but in a small, sincere way that only Allah could have arranged. It wasn't just about that single message. It was about feeling seen, remembered, and loved by the one who never forgets his servants. They raise their hands in dua, but tonight their prayer is different. Tonight there is no begging, no pleading. Tonight there is only shukr, pure gratitude pouring from a heart that finally understands that sometimes the waiting is a gift too. They whisper softly, Ya Allah, you are so merciful. You heard my silent cries when no one else could. You knew the ache in my heart when my lips couldn't form the words. You are the one who mends what is broken. You are the one who sends hope exactly when we need it most. They think about how many times they questioned the delay, how many nights they wondered if their duas were even reaching the skies. They smile now because they realize every tear, every whispered Ya Allah was not ignored. Each moment of longing was an invitation to draw closer to Him. They remember the ayah, indeed, with hardship comes ease. Quran 94-6, how true it is. The loneliness pushed them towards their Lord, and the relief came only when their heart was ready to trust Him fully. They feel a deep sense of peace as they press their palms gently to their face. They close their eyes and let gratitude flow through them like warm light filling every corner of their soul. They understand now that their happiness does not depend on a person's reply or absence. It depends on how much they trust Allah's plan. They get up from the prayer mat and walk to the window one last time tonight. The stars are scattered like diamonds across a velvet sky. The moon shines full and bright, its light touching everything below. They breathe in the cool night air and feel the silence, but this silence feels different now. It no longer feels empty. It feels sacred. They whisper into the night, Ya Allah, I leave it all to you. If this connection is good for me, bless it, protect it, and grow it with your mercy. If it is not, guard my heart from harm and keep it anchored to you alone. I trust that whatever happens next will be exactly what I need, exactly when I need it. Their phone buzzes again, another message. They smile, but they don't rush to reply. Their heart no longer races with fear of losing someone. Now it rests in the hands of the one who never lets go. They return to their prayer mat, fold it neatly, and place it back in its place. They pick up the Quran and hold it to their chest. The words inside are the truest comfort they will ever find out. Before they turn off the light, they take a final look around the room. The same room that once held their loneliness now feels like a sanctuary of faith, patience, and trust. They know there will still be days when their heart will ache, but they also know that Allah will never leave them alone in that ache. With a soft smile, they lie down to rest, whispering one last time, Alhamdulillah, for every unanswered prayer that protected me. Alhamdulillah for every tear that brought me closer to you. Alhamdulillah for every miracle, big or small, that you write for me in your perfect time. And with that, they drift off to sleep, a heart at peace, trusting in Allah's plan, ready for whatever tomorrow brings.